wanted an exciting finish, and they're certainly getting that tonight, aren't they? Within minutes, we're going to find out who's won the Champions League. You can just see the crowd at the moment. Chelsea, that reaction there. I think Chelsea have just missed a penalty. Oh.
No, Fiona, I can tell you that they...
see what's going on at the moment.
Yeah, Fiona, I can tell you that it was nearly saved, but Chelsea did score, hence the delayed groan. Look, let's just watch your fans there as this penalty kick-out goes on, because Man United are lining up to take their next penalty. Of course, it would be a disaster if they missed, hence we see the fans with their heads in their hands. Here it goes, we watch the fans, the kick's about to happen now.
Faces here at the moment. It's very, very tense here. Of course, Manchester United were the only ones to have missed a penalty in this shootout. It all depends on this final penalty now. Chelsea are just preparing to come up and take it. Just look at people's faces here in Manchester city centre at the moment. They've got their hands in on their mouths, they're clasping their heads. There's a lot of texting going on, a lot of nail biting. The rain is pouring down in Moscow. Oh, and here we are.
Chelsea have missed, I can tell you, Chelsea have missed.
What you can see and hear at the moment is 700 Manchester United fans celebrating their team's win in the Champions League in Moscow.
No, they've not won yet, Fiona. Fiona, this is very difficult for you, of course, to see what's happening, but what has happened is Manchester United are still alive. Now look, viewers watching us rather than watching the football don't care about the football. What we're looking at is the human drama here. And what we've seen is Manchester United still in the penalty shootout when it looked like it was all over. So it carries on, and we will watch the agony and the ecstasy. Whether we understand the current scoreline doesn't matter. We'll be able to tell from the fans' reactions whether they've won or whether they've lost. And as soon as this is over, we'll be with James Pearce in Moscow. We'll get into full reaction mode, because that's when the football fans will cross over to us after the game. And we won't miss a thing, but let's just carry on with the drama as this panel. In fact, James Pearce, in fact, while we watch the fans, James is on the line with us now. James, can you explain for us what the actual position is as far as the Manchester United fans are watching at the moment?
Yeah, Kalou is about to take a penalty for Chelsea. If he doesn't score, and I can tell you he has just scored. If he hadn't scored, it would mean the title had gone to Manchester United. But we are now level once again. I think it's something like 5-5, 6-6. So we're level pegging anyway on penalties. So we're waiting for someone to make a mistake. It's agonising, isn't it? A penalty shootout is the ultimate nightmare way for any fan to see their team lose a final. It's no fun for anybody. But now Ryan Giggs, who today has broken Sir Bobby Charlton's appearance record for Manchester United, is about to take a penalty for Manchester United. So the pressure is unbelievable on these players. He has scored, but you can imagine what's going through their minds, because this is destiny for them. This is one of the biggest matches they're ever going to play in their whole life. Score a penalty like this and you're soon forgotten, to be honest. Make a mistake and you're going to be talked about for decades to come. Now, Nicolas Anelka, always a controversial figure, is going to step up for Chelsea. So someone, unfortunately, Chris, someone is going to have to make a mistake, or there's going to have to be a brilliant save by a keeper. We continue until someone has a penalty save or misses. But John Terry was a man. The Chelsea captain a few minutes ago had a penalty, and if he had scored, he would have sent the European Cup to Stamford Bridge for the first time, but he missed. And the reason he had the chance to win it was because Ronaldo had a shot saved earlier.
James, Chelsea have missed.
It's all over.
There's a delay on the line for Manchester. They've just seen it. Manchester United have won the Champions League final in an extraordinary penalty shootout. But we're not interested in the football yet. We will be in 5 minutes' time. At the moment, it's this extraordinary reaction where football fans just get so excited. It means everything to so many football fans. If you don't understand it, if you don't get it, well, this is what happens. This is what happens. It's the biggest game in English club football. Champions League is arguably the biggest club final in the world, indeed, although it's a European tournament, of course. Two English clubs for the first time against each other in it. That was an extraordinary setup, and hence all the hype. You've got all the rivalry of the North versus the South, of Manchester versus London. Fiona's in this melee in a pub in Manchester. Fiona, if you can hear us, well, what can you say? They're happy.
Well, that's a reaction for you, isn't it? I have to say, a couple of minutes ago, we thought that they had won on penalties. A couple of people turned around and said, yes, we've won. But I tell you something, you can tell by the reaction here now that they certainly hadn't. This is how Manchester United fans react when they've won the Champions League. Let's have a chat to one of them now. What do you think?
Absolute brilliant result, absolutely over the moon. I think we deserved it over the whole 120 minutes.
The goals at the beginning, before kick-off, you're all hoping for an exciting finish. You certainly got that, but did you really think it would go to penalties?
Yeah, I thought it would go to penalties, but I believed.
It was very, very close, wasn't it? That 26th minute, Ronaldo scored. You were all ecstatic in here. 700 fans in here. This place erupted, but of course it got very subdued when Chelsea equalised. Were you thinking that it might not happen?
I can't hear you.
We can't communicate, it's too loud. Were you thinking that it might not happen?
Yeah, you always think that, but United always seem to pull out of the bag.
Well, look at that. All these fans in this bar tonight didn't make it to Moscow, but take a look at them. They don't care one bit, do they? This pub in the city centre of Manchester was good enough for them. They came here, watched their team. It was nail-biting. It got to penalties. And now they've won the Champions League. Their team are the champions of England and now Europe as well. And if you just look at the crowd here tonight, I think you can tell that these celebrations are going to go on for a long while yet.
Well, Fiona, extraordinary. Thank heavens you have a strong voice. That fan was so excited he didn't realise it was almost his lucky night. It looked like you were going to give him a kiss. Excellent. Fiona, well done. Thank you very much. Tremendous excitement in Manchester. It'll be the opposite with the Chelsea fans, of course. Right, James in Moscow, outside the stadium. James, just on the, I mean, we'll get on to the football soon, but just on to the sort of what happens next now, because both sets of fans inside this stadium in Moscow, and it's extremely late at night where you are. So what happens?
It's about 1:30 in the morning here. It is absolutely pouring with rain. You have to feel so sorry for the Chelsea fans who now are going to have to make the journey home in these conditions, having seen their captain, John Terry, come within one penalty of bringing the cup to Stamford Bridge for the first time. John Terry, who's been a stalwart for Chelsea, a hero on so many occasions, is a man today who's left the fans utterly dejected. So I think what will happen now is that the Manchester United players, of course, will stay in the stadium to receive the trophy. The Chelsea fans will have to do that as well. But the Chelsea fans, once the trophy has been presented, will then be escorted away, many of them flying straight home.